guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is the last part to our Selenium with Python automation series, and in this particular video we will be covering last two things, which are how do we handle alerts in Selenium and how do we manage waits or how do we use waits or sleeps in Selenium. But before moving on, as you already know, make sure to subscribe to my channel and also comment down below if you have any question regarding any of the video I made regarding this particular series, and also watch the last part or the last parts within this series, otherwise you might miss something in this particular video. Okay, this is the last code that we wrote, and this is the form.py is the last file that we created, in which we were basically testing the practice form over here, in which we were sending first name, last name, email, and filling all these boxes up. But the problem was we had to send everything separately if we were doing everything all together, so we were getting errors, as you could, if you have seen the last part, so you will know. So what we will do in this particular video is we will send everything all together and then submit the form. But to avoid the error or to remove the error thing, we will introduce wait. So we will introduce time.sleep so that each operation is waiting for the previous operation to complete, and so that we could easily submit the form also. So uh, in the last video we covered, we chose Rajasthan as the city in the drop down over here, and we commented the other part out because they were creating errors since all the operations were interfering with each other. So in this video we will introduce time.sleep, so let's do that. So let's remove these comments. Let's remove these comments and let's introduce time.sleep. So let's write time.sleep and 2 seconds. So we will wait for 2 seconds, and this time is imported within from Python itself because it's built in Python, not in Selenium. And it will wait until the demo QA has loaded and until the web browser has maximized. So it will wait for 2 seconds, then it will execute this particular script, this particular line of code. So in Selenium, basically each of the line of code is executed very rapidly. That's why we need to introduce time.sleep, so that it could wait for the previous operation to complete first and then move to the next line of code. So in order to move to this line of code, what it will do is it will, when the cursor or when the execution comes here, it will, stop the, it will basically make a pause over here. It will make a pause over here in this particular line 18, and it will pause for 2 seconds. So it will pause the execution. It will not move to this line for 2 seconds, and it will basically complete all the previous operations, and it will check if everything is, so that it basically it's used to satisfy that previous operations are completed. That's why we use time.sleep, and then after 2 seconds we will move to the next line. So that's how it works. So I'll basically introduce it in every line. I'll just copy it. So I'll copy it and paste it after each operation, so that over here also it will wait for the execution to this or execution to complete for 2 seconds. So this is a fixed timestamp that we are using. We can also use 5 seconds, 10 seconds, like this, but I think 2 seconds should be more than enough. Otherwise, if we encounter any other problem, we can wait for more than 2 seconds, such as 5 seconds also. So after waiting for 2 seconds, we will also introduce over here. After 2 seconds, it will then click on this particular element, then wait for 2 seconds again, then it will wait for 2 seconds after this operation again. 1 second, I think. So it will also wait here. After entering email, it will wait. After entering mobile number, it will wait for 2 seconds. After entering gender, it will wait for 2 seconds. But date of birth has some problem, because when I clear it, so it shows me a white page. I think there is a problem with this site, but if you will test on any other automation site, so you will this command should work. But I think on demoqa.com it's not working due to some reason, so I've just commented this part out. Okay, then we enter the subjects. So to enter the subjects, I'll also introduce the weight here, then here, then here, here. So basically after each line I'm doing it so that we don't have any errors, or so that the operations don't interfere with each other. And then let's do it here, and let's do it here, 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 and here. So this is the code that we wrote in the last video. So if you don't understand this code, do watch the last part, you will understand it. So then after sleeping, we need to click on the submit button. So let's do one thing. Let's do driver dot find element let's do it by, let's see what, how can we locate it. So we need to click on the submit button after we complete up our registration form. So let's click on this submit button, control plus right click, and you should see an inspect. After clicking on inspect, I think it should locate it. Yes, it located it. So let's locate it by id. The id name is value is submit. Let's copy this, let's go back, and let's locate it by id. And then we need to click this to submit the form. And then also let's do one thing. Let's put sleep again, and then use driver.quit to quit the browser. So let's run this. Okay, so it's loading. It will open demoqa.com, then it should maximize the window. Okay, then it should navigate to the form. Okay, so it enters the name, waits for 2 seconds, then waits for 2 seconds, enter the last name, wait for 2 seconds, then enters the email, then waits for 2 seconds, enters the mobile number, then waits for 2 seconds, enters the gender, then waits for 2 seconds and puts the subjects in. Let's scroll down below. Then waits for 2 seconds, puts physics, and then clicks enter. After 2 seconds, then after 2 seconds it will choose the checkboxes. Then it should select the state. Oh no, yeah, it selected the image first. Yeah, then it should select the state. It also went down, uh, state as Rajasthan. Then it will press enter and clicks the submit button. So yeah, so thanks for submitting the form. Now it will close the browser. So driver.quit will close the browser. By the way, I think time.sleep is enough. I won't be explaining implicitly wait or how to wait explicitly in Selenium, because I think we don't need to dive into further complexities. Time.sleep has always worked for me whenever I have faced issues when testing a web page, and when I have multiple operations. So time.sleep has always worked. But if it doesn't work, you can comment down below, then I will also try to cover how do we wait implicitly or explicitly using Selenium. but otherwise time.sleep should work. uh, and yeah, and let's move to the next part. Let's cover how do we test the alert boxes using Selenium. So for alert boxes, we will navigate here and then click alerts, and then we will click an alert such as this one. So this is an alert in which you see that you clicked a button, and then we have to click an OK button. We will test this, and then we will also test that on button click prompt box will appear. So I will also click this, enter a name, and click OK. So you entered mass. So we will understand now how do we test the alerts. Let's create a new file. So I'll go back and let's create a new file. So let's call it alerts alerts.python. So yeah, okay, so I'll copy all the starting code that I need. So it will go to demoqa.com and then locating the form card, selecting practice form. So I'll copy this whole and go to alerts, paste it over here. So it will go to demoqa.com, then it will maximize the window, then it will wait for 2 seconds, and now we need to navigate to alerts card. So let's go to demoqa.com first. After we are on demoqa.com, we need to click on this alerts frames and windows card box. So I'll do control plus right click inspect, and then let's see if it's the correct one. Yes, it's the correct one. So I'll do control plus right click, copy by CSS selector, go back to PyCharm, and I'll just remove this and paste it. Okay, and then I will, after clicking, I'll wait for 2 seconds again. So after clicking this, I will wait for 2 seconds again. Then we need to click on this alerts. So for that, I'll click here, click on alerts. So this is a list with item 0. So I guess I did it by CSS selector last time, so I'll also do it by CSS selector this time. Let's see if there's, okay, so we have a svg tag over here. So I'll copy it by CSS selector, go back to PyCharm, and then remove this and paste it, and let's see if it's navigating it. So we will click on alerts and we will see this particular page. So let's see if it's working. Let's run this. Okay, so it's opening. Should click alert frames, then should click alerts. Yeah, so it clicked alert, so that means it's working. Now let's see how do we click and then how do we test the alert boxes. And now I will locate this particular click me button. So for that, I'll click here, then click here. So this is a button with ID alert button. Let's see if the other buttons also have the same ID or not. So this is a time, I think all buttons IDs are unique, so I think I'll locate them by ID. So let's click here. So this is an alert button, so I'll locate it by ID. Then I think all the ID values are unique, so I'll locate by ID. So I'll do driver dot find element by dot ID, paste the ID and then click, and after clicking I'll again do time.sleep. Then after clicking here I have to click on OK. So this basically this is a pop-up or an alert. So to click on OK, there is one thing called as accept in Selenium. So for that, what we do is that we write driver switch switch to alert. So basically we are switching the window to the pop-up window or the alert window. So we are using driver dot switch to the alert or the pop-up window, and then we are using this command as accept. So this is built in Selenium, which means that it will click on this OK button. So that's what it does. So let's do time.sleep again, and then let's run this. Okay, so it's opening. Okay, so it worked. So let's move back. First of all, I'll comment these things out because these are the wrong comments. So first of all, we are locating the alerts card, and then what we are doing is clicking the alert. What we were doing is we were clicking the alert drop down. Yeah, alert drop down or alert. Yeah, alert drop down, and then we were locating, and then we were clicking on the alert box, clicking the alert, let's say testing alert box, testing alert box 1, and just testing the alert box. And then now what I'll do is I'll test the alert box with which has the input box or which has the prompt. So I'll do like alert box prompt, and then what I'll do is I'll basically comment this part out so that it doesn't interfere, or I can also just leave it as it is. It won't make a problem because I'm using time.sleep. So I'll just comment it out and then write the code for testing this particular prompt box, in which I'll enter my name and click on OK. So what I'll do is I'll first navigate this button. So it has ID value prompt button. So I'll copy this, go back, but I'll use this driver.find element to click on this, and then I'll use this and paste it here. And after clicking, I'll use again time.sleep. And after time.sleep, what I'll do is I'll use a variable input equals to driver dot switch to alert, so basically it will store the input box that you see here in the that you see this in the variable name input, and then I will basically send keys to this input box. So what I'll do is I'll write input dot send keys and write my first name, and again I need to do this time.sleep, and after sending keys I need to click OK button. So I'll use input dot accept like we did before, and then again time.sleep, and then basically I can do it for 5 seconds so that it's visible for a longer time. and then I'll basically do driver dot quit to quit the browser. So I'll run this. It will maximize. Then it will click the prompt box, enter my first name, and click OK. Then you can see that it says you entered Mars, and then it will quit the browser. I hope you guys enjoyed this last part to our Selenium with Python automation series. And in this video, we covered handling alerts, and also we covered time.sleep so that we could make our lines of code wait until the previous code executes properly. I hope you understood everything, but if you still have any question, you can comment down below. I will be more than happy to answer your questions. And also I would recommend that you practice everything we covered in this particular series by yourself so that you could become a good web scraper, or a good tester, or you can at least start your journey with the testing part, or the automation part, or the web scraping part. If I missed anything in Selenium, so do let me know. I'll cover it also in another video. And until then, see you in next videos. Until then, happy testing and coding, and ciao.